And go. Happy Friday.
Hey.
How y'all doing?
Happy Friday!
Happy Friday. Oh, Lord. We made it, y'all.
Barely.
I know. Won't he do it? Audio issues, sound issues, everything.
Audio freaking issues. Guys, we just want to say right now, if there happens to be an echo, we apologize.
Yes.
We sorry.
Happy Friday.
Happy Friday. Hopefully there isn't. Hopefully it works, but
hopefully
we shall
it does
see.
work. But hey to everybody already tuning in. Hello.
Come into this space. Come into this space. We got lots to discuss.
Welcome.
Hey.
Let me
Come
stop.
on. Come on and sing, Nick. Come on and do it.
Let me stop.
What's up, Camille?
Into this brokenness.
Right.
Yes,
Get me
hey,
started.
Camille.
What's up? Oh, see, I gotta keep it. My bad. Because of the echo. I hope everybody's doing okay.
How is everybody?
It's been a
Sharing my
heavy
watch
week,
party
y'all. Yeah.
Yes, it has. It has
Life.
been.
Sending all of the black women around the world the hugs and all the black people.
Seriously.
Just hug everybody. Take a minute and hug yourself.
Right.
Hug yourself.
Hug yourself. Take a
Working it
breath.
out.
Ooh,
Meditate. Yeah.
You're here. You are alive. You matter. You are beautiful.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
We made it another week.
Yeah.
And it seems like every week it's heavier and heavier, right? It seems like every week there's something else that, pricks us and that hurts us collectively as a people. And I'm tired of it. Like I'm worn out. And we can't be worn out because there's so much more fight to do. But man, some days it just feels like it's a lot, y'all. It's a lot.
Absolutely. Yesterday was one of those days that I just kind of unplugged.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't do a thing.
Mm-hmm.
Like I did stuff for the family, and like Lila had another audition.
Come through, Lila.
Listen, honey, we trying to take the wins where we get them.
Yes.
Right.
And so
that photo shoot. Yeah. Anyway.
Listen, honey.
We need to share those pictures. Those pictures need to be
a
whole. Yes.
Listen, if y'all haven't seen my baby's pictures, okay, head on over to my Instagram, okay, or my Facebook. The incredible Ryan Landell, photographer, just amazing, extraordinary.
Yes.
She did her first photo shoot with him on Monday, and it just was like a good start to the week. It was like a nice break from the madness to see her in her element, y'all. And it was just, I was like, that's my baby up there, like smiling like that, like
girl.
So that was a
she
nice
start.
She looks
so confident, so powerful.
Oh my gosh, she was just like, look at me shine. Hello.
Y'all should have seen her.
And
honey.
I'm like, so much
y'all
love
should
to
have seen her. She was like, and because it was her first time, Ryan was like, okay, I'm gonna teach you, girl. And he just do this, and she was like, okay.
Wait, but let me tell you a story about my Booski and her too, though. I had to laugh at it because I was trying not to be up in the photo shoot because I didn't want her to be nervous, and Mama was there, and Uncle Ryan was there, and and it was at our little studio. And so I think it was the last time I came in to say hello. And I tell you, she was like, okay, bye. Like she was not trying to be bothered with me. She was like, I'm done. I'm not nervous. I was thinking she was going to be scared and everything. And she was like, okay, thank you, Auntie Raj. You can go now. I was like, okay, man.
I know, right? Like, don't get to Hollywood now.
Right.
But that's how she felt confident. She felt comfortable, and she was in her element. So
she really was.
And I said it before, and I'm going to say it again. Shout out to Mama Monique Brooks Roberts over here, violinist extraordinaire. And like, just seriously, a mama that instilled that type of confidence into her daughter. See, it's
thank you.
Gotta give you flowers.
That's right.
Listen, thank you, sis. Literally, to me, this is like the hardest job of life is being a parent. And especially during this time when so much craziness is going on, because it's like you have to really figure out how to talk to your children about this.
Yes.
And, I don't know if you guys saw my post yesterday, but Lila, she had like this beautiful like photo that she did that was like
Black Power.
Black Power all day, Black Lives Matter. And it's amazing. The day before I had, posted the good news about her. I posted her picture, was not one negative comment in sight. The moment post a picture of my baby in her blackness, looking amazing, being strong, being a dope 8-year-old who is the future, I get some. I'm like, y'all be so, listen, girl, you can go ahead and snatch up. There's one Ryan got him to, and it's just like,
okay. What y'all not about to do?
There's 2 people that I blocked instantly because I was like, the ignorance was too much that I did not have the time to even respond. But it's just like, why are white people so triggered when we say Black Lives Matter?
Because they hate themselves. Can we be?
Yep.
Let's be real, fam. Like, there is some deep-seated hate that, like, white people have perpetuated over time and honestly instilled into the oppression and the colonization of Black and brown people. That's why that's why you call it internalized oppression. But you only do that to people that you think you do that to people if you think that violence like that deserves to exist in this way, and vengeance is yours in this way. Like, you justify this pain and manipulation and violence against people because you feel like you deserve it for some reason. Because you only give what you are like.
That's another thing. It's like, as much as you seek to oppress people, it oppresses you. Like, the amount of work you have to put into
the work.
I was talking to my mom. I was like, are they not, like, every time that you have to pay this settlement, 20 million, 10 million, whatever, for a life, you're willing to do that, but you're not willing to stop the policies that will stop killing people. I don't understand that. Like, you're willing to pay exorbitant amounts of money to absolve yourself of these crimes that you commit. Why don't you just stop committing the crimes? Why don't you do that? You know what I mean?
You cannot find enough gold. You cannot own enough people. You cannot own enough money to buy yourself worth again. Like, you need to do that work and find yourself, right? And in the meantime, you know what I'm saying? Like, stop projecting that violence on people. You know what I'm saying? On human beings, but specifically Black. I'm sorry, man.
Don't be sorry. You are preaching, honey, and let them know.
Yeah. And if y'all are just joining us, listen, we want to take a moment to recognize your collective emotion right now. We're not going to make this a heavy episode, but we cannot begin tonight without acknowledging what justice was not served for Breonna Taylor, and also how this just keeps repeating itself over the generations in our community. We can't whitewash that. We can't wash it under the bridge. We can't make it positive and pretty for you. All we can do is share how we feel, our sadness, our frustration, our anger, and our confusion at why our country does not see the value in us or refuses to see the value in us. And that we keep having the same damn conversation. Go ahead, sis. I'm sorry.
No, thank you for that. I mean, the only thing I wanted to say is, like, I feel like, they see a value in us, but, like, in some twisted way, feel like they're the only ones that can determine that. You know what I'm saying? When we know and live the value within ourselves, I think about places like Black Wall Street. I think about places like Rosedale. I think about, empires that were built, but wealth was shared, and how that was exploited because they did see the value, and it's just like, I pray for our people is that we take that back. We see the value in ourselves first, foremost, and always. And this is just, I don't know, it's a heavy time. I'm trying not to take up too much space. I apologize. I just really
No.
We were taught fear, but I wrote something this week, like we can learn power. We can choose to learn that because we were taught to be afraid
Exactly.
of being fully ourselves. So
did you see no, I'm with you. I'm
Listen,
with
sis.
you. Did you see that Lovey wrote an article, and I did not read all of it, but it was talking about how we have the power and how we always must remember that we have the power to create change, even when we feel like it's impossible. My husband and I, Ryan and I, were talking this week about a myriad of things, about our challenges around how to push forward in our journeys, right? And we were talking about the plight of people of color, like a river, like a fast washing river, right? White supremacy feels like a river that just bowls you over. But if you think about it, the people who have survived are the ones who clung to the side. And our demands for justice will cling to the side. It will pull itself up. We will see progress. We have seen progress. The fact that we are, that we are able to do some of the things that we are able to do, that we have the freedoms we have, are hard fought and won.
Yes.
Representative Lewis, all of them, they were hard fought and won. But it doesn't mean that change going forward is impossible, even as hard as we have to fight now. So I just, I'm trying to be positive and inspired, and I'm also trying to still remain angry enough to keep moving forward.
Right, and we can do both.
Yeah,
exactly.
We can do both. We can have hope and fight, and also be really frustrated. Another thing Lovey had posted this week, she was saying she was getting an influx of inboxes from white women telling her, don't think like this. Oh, everything needs to be peaceful, and nothing is going to be solved with violence and aggravation and yada yada. And she was like, I got time today.
Right.
Don't come for me. And it's just, man, the amount of people that feel like they can put their opinion on somebody's page.
Totally.
Like, we don't even have a second to mourn this whole Breonna Taylor injustice. And you're coming on here and telling a Black woman and Black women collectively how to think.
Yes.
Please, y'all, stop.
Yeah.
And if you see your friends and family doing this mess, it is your responsibility to speak up. So any white people watching right now, get your aunties and uncles and them together.
Right.
Okay? And get yourself together.
Them.
And get yourself together.
Yeah.
Because it's never going to be okay to tell Black people how to think and act and feel and anything.
It's like Steffi said, it's dismissive.
It is.
It is dismissive. Yeah.
It's dehumanizing. It is.
It is dehumanizing.
Get over yourself.
Get off.
And you know what? It's okay to not be okay. I'm sorry. It's
absolutely.
It's right.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
So y'all, what we drinking?
I know. So what we drinking? I wish I was drinking something real good right now. What you drinking?
A whole
what
glass
you guys sis?
Of strawberry margarita. Okay.
Yeah.
And I will not drink this whole glass, or I will fall over on the floor.
I want you to drink the whole glass so the whole world can see how entertaining you can be.
I just might. Don't tempt me, okay?
Come on, Jesus. Well, listen, what you drinking, Carrie?
Yeah, what you drinking?
I'm keeping it cool right now. I'm just drinking some water. I know I'm drinking some water just
That's
because I had a little, I had a little bud earlier, so I'm just chilling.
Listen, water is good too.
But I got that
hydrating.
Hold on. Let me introduce it right because
right.
Because the sweet nectar of the earth deserves more love than that. You know what I'm saying?
Here we go.
What I'm drinking tonight.
Steffi said, Lord.
Good old H2O. Some of that Ital Vital. All right?
Ital Vital. Honey, I love it.
Wow. Well,
I don't know if we announced this.
What?
About Miss Carrie Joy's partnership.
Right. Have we? Because it's major. It's major, boo.
It's
major. It's major. Let's tell the truth.
Let's go ahead and tell the truth, guys.
Right.
Everybody give Miss Carrie Joy a huge round of applause for her partnership with Simply Pure, right?
Hey.
Simply Pure.
Yes, listen.
We need like a sip celebration sound.
We do. But no, yeah, big shout. Thank you so much,
Of
my friends. I
course.
appreciate y'all. Big shout out to Simply Pure. Big shout out to Wanda James. I call her my medicine woman. But she is the first Black woman in the country to own a license to grow once it became legal. And then in Denver, she is one of 2 Black-owned dispensaries. The other one is owned by a Black man. And you would think, right, it wouldn't be like that because we got people locked up, for growing and for self-medicating. Fam, like you see the shit that we be going through. Like we know what we be like, and it's a connection with the earth. It's how a lot of people stay grounded. Anyway, so yeah, she just asked me to kind of join the team and help spread the word about the dope magic that she is brewing, and so I'm really honored. So big shout out. Make sure you go check out the shop, get you some stuff. And
where are they? Are they?
So they're in the north side. So they're on 32nd, and let me get you the exact address because I ain't trying.
Okay, that's okay, girl. That's okay. Listen, it's all right. I got you, girl.
Right. So it's 2000 West 32nd Avenue in Denver on the north side, y'all. So please be sure to check it out. Let me put the address in here real quick and the website. So thank you, y'all. Big shout out to them. Make sure
Tammy's giving you claps.
Yes.
Okay.
And let's talk about the and let's talk about the swaggerlicious picture that you posted on Instagram.
Listen, can we pull that up?
Can we pull that up with the suspenders and the cigar and the I was like, work, Carrie, work, honey.
Let me get my life together, okay? Listen,
I love y'all.
I can pull it up quick. It's gonna take me a second, but
Okay,
y'all go to Carrie's page. Y'all gotta see the swagger.
Look at it. Look at it. Look at it.
Just stunting on them.
And let's and this leg, okay?
I got my bag with leg bag. You know what I'm saying? So
listen, we all about.
Chat, if you know, they had their cigar. I got my blunt.
Word.
No, I appreciate y'all. And I shot something beautiful with Ryan Landell today. When I tell you, please check it out. It's gonna be so dope. It's gonna be so dope. So yeah.
Yes, listen, we all about sponsorships and partnerships over here, girl. So go ahead, salute.
Let's get these coins. Yes,
kudos to you, girl.
Cheers.
So before we bring on our special guest, Black people was winning this week.
Despite it all, honey.
Despite it all, Black people was winning. First things first, I want to shout out. This past Sunday were the Emmy Awards.
Yes.
And they did them really cool this year. And this was like the biggest year that Blacks ever won.
Amen.
At the Emmys, which shouldn't have, let's be honest. This is way too late.
Right.
This is too late. But I just want to read through everybody who won. Maya Rudolph run. I love me some Maya Rudolph. She's hilarious. She won Outstanding Guest Actress in a Comedy Series for portraying Kamala Harris on SNL.
Yes.
Okay.
She won. I was like, yes, honey. Eddie Murphy won for SNL for hosting.
Yes. Okay.
Victoria Thomas won Outstanding Casting for Limited Series Movie or Special for casting Watchmen.
Yes, Watchmen is dope.
She won. I love me some Mahershala Ali. And his wife, I apologize, I'm not saying his wife's name correct. Amatus Sami Kareem Ali. They both won because they served as the executive producers for the children's program We Are the Dream, the kids of the Oakland MLK Oratorical Fest. So they both won for that, which is so dope.
Yes.
Husband and wife winning Emmys together. We are here for that.
Now.
Okay, we are here for that.
And you know that anything Mahershala Ali is in is going to be good. Like anything.
Love him.
Anything.
Love him.
Hell yeah, I love
Dave Chappelle won for Outstanding Writing for a Variety Special for penning Dave Chappelle's Sticks and Stones. That was his Netflix special, so he won for that. RuPaul won for RuPaul's Drag Race.
Yes, RuPaul. Get it in, boo.
Y'all know me. I love me some RuPaul.
Yes.
Stan Lathan won for directing Dave Chappelle's Sticks and Stones, and that is Sanaa Lathan's father.
Yes, yes,
Mm-hmm.
yes. Mm-hmm.
Ron Cephas Jones. I love that man.
Yes.
He's in This Is Us.
Yes.
And he won alongside his daughter.
Yes, big love.
So we had not only black husband and wife, but black father-daughter winning Emmys together this year. Like,
yes.
Black people winning.
Black people be winning, child, all the time.
They win.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Roxy Lindsay. I'm not sure who she is, but she's. Yes, I do. Roxy. She does the hair on Blackish. If y'all ever watch Blackish, everybody's hair is laid. Homegirl won for being the department head of hair.
Mm-hmm. That is dope. That's dope.
Outstanding contemporary hairstyling. And y'all, her hairstyles are sick.
You know, I'm actually glad we're talking about fashion, actually, because next weekend, we will be interviewing the fabulous fashion and wardrobe stylist, Stephanie Allen, who happens to be one of our favorite good dear friends, and she's also one of the foremost stylists that I have ever known. And so I'm so excited about it. So I'm sorry, I just
that was a perfect little segue.
Next Friday, y'all, for fashion. Yes.
Now that we're getting ready to pop into fall, she's probably gonna give us some really dope tips about like how to bring our style to the next level. So I'm so excited to have Steffi here. Yay! Michael Jordan won for his Netflix documentary The Last Dance, which has been amazing. Aaron and I have been watching it.
I gotta watch it.
Black people are winning. Ricky Minor, musical direction for the Kennedy Center Honors. He won.
Yes,
the Apollo won for their Apollo documentary.
Yes, Apollo.
Fish won for outstanding actor. Jasmine Cephas Jones, like Labyrinth, Regina King, Accord, Jefferson, Uzo Aduba.
Come on, that's my girl. I love her.
Yahya Abdul Mateen II. He's in Watchmen too. I love him. He's a great actor. Zendaya won. Tyler Perry. That's the list. Literally.
Listen, we need somebody to give us some sound effects. Right. Shout out.
Yeah.
That's
shout
awesome.
Out. That made me so happy. That made me so happy. And I just have two more. Yeah, that's beautiful. Girl, I didn't mean to cut you off.
No, that's it.
And I just have two more things that, Black women are winning this week. Meg Thee Stallion is on the cover of Time magazine looking beautiful.
With the body.
She's like, her whole braid is up like this. And she's like, who gonna check me, boo?
Right, who gonna, come on.
She is bad to the bone.
Who gonna check me, boo? And finally, Lizzo will be gracing the cover of Vogue magazine for the October issue.
Did you know she said she was the first Black person on the cover of Vogue? Is that correct? I heard something where she said, "I'm so excited to be the first Black person," and I was like, "Really? She's the first?"
I think she's maybe the first plus size.
Maybe
because Beyonce's been on the cover of Vogue.
Yeah, I was about to say, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, she is not the first Black.
Okay, y'all, get me together. I could be wrong.
The first Black person on the cover.
No, it says first Black woman on Vogue magazine cover.
But Beyonce did Vogue cover.
I know. So why are they said? Because they said the first Black model. Girl, they be twisting it. They be calling a lot of first Black anything. Oh, first Black plus. Steffi said it's the first Black plus.
Black plus.
Okay, thank you, Steffi. Get me together. I knew what I was talking about. I just didn't say it in the quite right way.
That's what I was saying. Yeah, the first Black plus. She looks gorgeous too. I love her red dress. She looks beautiful.
She does. Awesome. Well, salute to Lizzo, honey.
Giving me mad life.
Yes.
Give me y'all flowers. Shout out to all the melanated people doing the damn thing, man.
Doing the damn thing. Sis.
Exactly.
So this has been in spite of. There's been some amazing wins this week.
Right. I'm telling you, when I'm feeling down, I turn on some Lizzo and I'm like,
honey, get your life. Your whole life.
I love it.
Yeah.
But speaking of dope Black women, and there's a theme I will say before I introduce our guests. There's a theme that's been running in my head like for the last few days, and it's even in the darkness the sun shines. It's like even in the heaviest parts of us, there is still light, there's still flowers, there's still sunshine, there is still joy to be found. So even everybody who is in whatever fight you feel like you're in right now in your life, find the joy. Take a moment, take a breath, do what you got to do, and be encouraged despite what you see. Be encouraged. So that's all I got to say about that.
And I will just say this one last little thing.
Yes.
Before we introduce our special guest.
Yes.
Because I'm not going to be long with this, because we want to get her on here and, you know, bring all her amazingness onto the podcast tonight. But I will say this. This year has been extremely challenging for so many people.
Yeah.
If this year, and I'm talking to every single person who is watching this right now, if this year has been amazing for you and you've been able to still soar and your job is great and your family is good and nobody has passed from COVID or any other illness, count yourself blessed. However, under that same vein, there are people who have been devastated from what is going on completely. They have lost their jobs. They have children. They have lost their careers. Their trajectory of where they were going is gone. They've lost folks from COVID. They've lost tons and tons of loved ones. Be compassionate. Please be compassionate. I have been seeing so much in my timeline over the past few weeks that is, 2020 been great to me. Thank God I'm good. Listen, good for you. But realize that we are going through an entire global shift at the moment that is affecting a lot of people. And so I just want folks to be compassionate. If you're great, don't post it on social media to rub it in your neighbor's face. Because you're thank God when you go to sleep at night that you're good. But I think to post it on social media like 2020 has been my year. Please, guys, like, we are better than this, especially as Black folk. Like, let's hold each other up. And if you haven't been touched, great for you. But the chances are you know somebody who has been. So please practice compassion and love for folks who are in a different predicament than you. And that's all I'm going to say. That's my BAN of the week, the people who keep doing this.
Right.
Because it's like, I'm literally so sick of the competition of, I'm great. My bank account is flourishing. Well, girl, I lost my gigs this year, and I get to be mad about it. You know what I mean? So it's like, I just want folks to practice more love and more and more compassion for those who are in a different situation than them. And a lot of people are feeling what I'm saying. So thank you, Dabrina.
Thank you.
Absolutely.
What's up, sis? I see you, Dabrina.
Thank you, Tammy. Thank you, Camille. Thank you, Priya. Yes, you can be positive while still being compassionate and empathetic. Absolutely. So I'm gonna get off my high horse, and now we about to introduce our special guest for y'all. Okay?
No, and if you have something, give something. If you are doing well, you know what? I bet you there's a few friends who could use an extra, couple dollars. So if you have something, give something. If you see somebody doing a fundraiser, donate your little $5, $10, whatever. You probably have more than you think you do. So But anyway, without further ado, and thank you for that, Nee, because this is so real and it's so true. We need to remember that sometimes. So
absolutely, you're welcome.
But our guest for tonight is none other than the incredible Vonette Bigford. And before we bring her on, I'm going to read you this woman's bio. I met this woman because we both went to Berkeley, and I have been a fan of hers for a long time. She's an amazing woman, but she's also a very witty and hilarious woman. She's an amazing performer, jazz, everything. But what I love the most about Vonette is her mind, her fierceness, her personality, and her wit. But let me read you this woman's incredible bio. With her unusual name, her signature look, and a voice like the rustle of a velvet skirt, Vonette Bigford is hard to forget. This Trini performer is on a mission to remind us that local music does not begin and end with calypso and soca. She says, I want to delve into the music of Trinidad and Tobago and bring to life the kind of music people aren't hearing now. I want to bring back music from people like Kaylin, Carol Addison, and Mavis John. That's our music too. And the fans have been responding. Her full-length concerts, called Shades of Vonette, have been held before appreciative crowds for the past 4 years, and her new CD, Born to Shine, is poised to skyrocket her among the stars. She has nothing but love for those who love her. My fans are amazing, she said. They like what I do, so they follow me all over the place. I've had such good responses from them. This dynamic and ambitious lady from La Brea is never content to bask in the glow of her success. She constantly seeks to upgrade her skills, expand her repertoire, and she studies with some of the greatest mentors in pop and jazz. Recognizing that her talent is a gift from God, she's determined to fulfill the destiny He has ordained by her by constantly fine-tuning her craft and embracing every opportunity to share that liquid golden voice with others. Shine on, Vonette, and we are so excited to introduce you to Vonette Bigford from Trinidad and Tobago. What's up, girl?
Hey, she ready. Oh, she ready. She ready.
She ready, honey. She know what's going down.
I ain't taking no leave out at all.
And you got your red lip. I love it, girl.
Love the red lip.
Welcome to the sip, sis. How are you?
I'm fine. One day at a time, just trying to do the best that I can do on any given day. I'm just fine.
I am loving the blue lashes, darling. I can see them from here.
I say, I ain't coming out hard for them this Friday evening because my clothes in my closet are going to dry out because of COVID. So I say, dressing up.
Right.
Now call it till tonight. No?
Yes. Ma'am, I get dressed today in the post office, sis, so I hear you. Well, I am so happy you're here. I mean, I have followed you for a long time. You and I, we didn't really get a chance to spend a lot of time together at Berkeley, but since then, I have followed you for so long. We know so many of the same people. I am such an admirer of not only your music, but your performance, like the way you perform, the dresses you wear. Girl, you are just super fly. And so I'm so excited to even have you on here and to talk with you, and also to kind of have a little international sister circle on this Friday afternoon. So welcome and thank you for being here.
I'm really excited. I'm very happy.
Can you tell us a little bit, like I know you and I read your bio, but can you tell us a little bit about how you came to be and what your musical story has been so far for folks who are just meeting Vonette tonight?
You know, I tell people that I've always known that I was an entertainer. When I say I've always known, my first time on stage, I was 7 years old. So I always knew that there was a creative side to me, more than an academic side. I mean, academic was fine, but I always knew that I was very comfortable as an entertainer and as a creator. I went to secondary school through my teen years. I would have been on stage primarily for theater, not music.
Right.
But I mean, I always knew that I had a voice, but I just really didn't pay that much attention until what I would say is kind of late in life, which probably would have been, I was about maybe 30.
Yeah.
All the time after school and during my 20s, I'm kind of just trying to cement myself as in the corporate world somewhat.
Yeah.
Until eventually I got a little encouragement from my husband, and I just kind of delved back into what was very natural for me, you know. And some may think of it as being late, but the late works
right on time.
I found I worked that age to my advantage versus my disadvantage.
Yes. That is amazing. And what would you say is like your earliest musical memory?
Just that same Naparima Bowl. Naparima Bowl is one of our concert halls, one of our famous concert halls here in Trinidad and Tobago. Just me being on that stage at a very tender age of maybe 7 or 8 and performing and being comfortable performing and thinking, okay, I mean, because so many people are scared, but I've never, ever been scared of being on stage. I've never been scared of being the one who's in front and looking on at people being entertained by me. So I remember that from when I was 7 years old, between 7 and 8. My space, and knowing that I was comfortable since then.
Yeah. Well, okay, so from 7 to 8, and then in corporate for 20 something years, and then you decided to go into music. So how did you get to Berkeley, sis?
Well, I said I'm a planner, I should say.
Mm-hmm.
I don't particularly like surprises in my life too much, to be honest.
Okay.
I like to plan my shit out. So
Yes.
when I did decide to get into the music, we put together what we call like a 10-year plan. Okay.
Uh-huh.
And I'm talking about a plan where I wrote down, okay, this is where I want to be in 10 years. And of
Yes.
course, if I want to be at this place in 10 years, what is required of me to get to that place?
Mm-hmm.
So I started with some formal training here with some people in Trinidad and Tobago. But when I wanted to delve into jazz, I was very limited in terms of the tutors for vocal jazz in Trinidad. And that's why I started looking elsewhere. And of course I'm looking at Berkeley, but at that time, Berkeley costs a liver and a kidney and a piece of his spleen.
Still do.
No, it's a whole body. No, it's only ears.
Girl, I'm still paying, child.
I looked at the online programs because the online programs didn't really require me to actually be there physically. So I started off with the online programs.
Right.
And my teacher at the time, who is now deceased, that's Matt Mavoglio. Matt encouraged me to come and audition for the 5-week program in Barbados.
Mm-hmm.
So I went to Barbados and met Matt and Ross Hoffman and auditioned in Barbados. And I got the scholarship for the 5-week program, and there the relationship quickly started.
Girl, I used to work for Matt Marvulio in the performance department. I used to be in the reception area of his office the whole year. Yeah, I remember him.
So the relationship really started there. I started going back for a number of short programs until eventually I kind of signed up for the 12-week program. And afterwards, I just said, you know what? I'm 30 years. At the time I went back to the 12-week program, I was 36 years old. Yes. And I'll tell you something, Raj. Me, I particularly have more love for these kind of young people they have in college these days. Because
I never lived on campus, honey. I'm with you.
I mean, I appreciate it for what it is, but I'm telling you, I cannot for the life of me understand why you would come to class, your class starts at 9 o'clock in the morning, and at 8:59, rolling into class in your sleep clothes. I can't understand it nonsense.
With the amount of money we pay for tuition, come on now. Come on.
Honey.
You understand? So what I found is that I connected a lot more with, of course, faculty because, of course, they were closer to mine.
Yeah.
And then is when the relationship with Donna and with Armstead and with Gabrielle and with all the other. And
wait, okay, now I'm about to do a Berkeley thing. Now I'm about to get you in trouble. Who was your favorite vocal teacher?
God, Jesus Christ! Woo.
I'll tell you mine after you tell me yours. How about that?
I would have to go with Donna.
You took mine. I was gonna say Donna.
I would have to go with Donna. More so because I learned much more from Donna other than just romance. Yeah. I learned so much from just looking at her energy, her wit, her engagement. And then Donna and I became friends and we used to go out and eat all the damn time too.
Right. I'll tell you a story. When I first went to Berkeley, I was the same as you. I wasn't quite 30 yet, but I think I was like 29 or something. And I really felt like I didn't fit in with any of the students there. And I remember when they had, when they have the trials, when you go in and you do your auditions and they figure out where to place you.
Right.
Donna was at my audition. It was her and a pianist. And I remember I wanted to get into her class and they had told me that it was full when I went to register. And after I did my trial with her, she said, you tell them that Donna McElroy said to put you in this class. You go right down there right now. And I was in her ensemble class. And I tell you, she's been my favorite teacher from start to finish. We love you, Donna. I hope she, I hope she gets her flowers now. That's all I'm saying. Yeah. Wow. So from Berkeley, and then you went back home, or what did you end up doing?
You know what? I tell people maybe I'm not maybe I'm not ambitious. I don't know if that's the word, but I never, and by the time I got to Berkeley, I was already married.
Mm-hmm.
And I kind of like the black.
Yeah, you know.
Yeah. One of the reasons why I never intended to make the United States my home. That was never my intention. Mm-hmm. It was always to get what I could get and come back to my home country. And just because I have a close-knit family, I absolutely love my country. I have no aspirations for grandeur. I'm sorry, no. Yeah. I'm comfortable. I'm not saying that I don't want to travel and I don't want to have new experiences with the music. It's fine, but I've never really wanted to make the United States my home, apart from the fact that the weather is shit.
Well, that too, right?
Yeah. I detest the cold. I detest the cold.
There is that too. Well, you know what? I am sure that Trinidad and Tobago, they seem to view you as their treasured sister. I see how they promote you. I see what stages they put you on. I see how they just big you up. I see how they're bigging you up even now.
Yes, you're getting so much love. Yes.
You are doing it. So I'm going to shut up. I'll hold my next questions. Go ahead.
I tell people too that and I'm very honest, Raj, and I'm very honest, ladies, in that I always say is that the product, my product, and that's what I call it because that's what it is. Yes. The product Von and Bigfoot is the voice or that singing aspect of it is just a very small part. Mm-hmm. I think my personality has a lot to do with why people connect with me because, to be honest, I think I have an average voice. I don't even bother to lie. I could sing. I ain't
more than average, sis, but okay.
Yeah. But beautiful. I think my personality and the fact that I allow people to see me.
Yes.
And I allow them to truly see who I am. And I think because I'm thinking, if I had the people who I really adore, the musicians that I really adore, I would like to know who they really are, not particularly the music that they put out. Yeah. And I feel that's what I give to people. I allow them into my space to actually feel connected to who I am.
Yes.
When I'm having a good day, they know. But when I'm having a bad day, they know as well. I don't hold back.
Yeah.
And I think people appreciate honesty. I think so.
Yes.
Well, I was going to say before.
Go ahead. No. Go ahead.
No, I was going to say before we came on here, earlier this week, and as Raj was talking so much about your voice and your talent, I was looking at one of your videos for Soul on Fire, and that skirt on that gold,
her fashion, honey,
beautiful. And I was like, you better work it
every time,
fabulous.
But I just want to say you absolutely do know how to set a stage on fire, though, and how to show up with your presence and your energy and your power. Honestly, I think it's an island thing.
Oh, here she
go. But no, I was talking to my brother today, and I was talking about this velvet blazer that I have, and we were just like, it's an island thing. We're just flashy. Like, I can't help it. It's just in my blood. You know what I'm saying? But no, thank you so much for spending some time with us. We do a question of the day as well, so I'm gonna slide this in real quick, okay?
Yeah, go ahead.
Ready for it? All right. So this one should be interesting. So if you were immortal, meaning you cannot die, but was decapitated.
Oh, wait a minute now. Here we go.
Would you?
Here we go. What in the world?
Decapitated.
Look at my neck like what?
Would you live as your head or your body?
What kind of question in the world?
It's a question that ain't got nothing to do with politics and the whole.
That's true.
I'm just saying, if you could live forever, but you had to choose either your head or your body, you had to choose. What would it be?
Well, I would want my eyes to be able to see something. Because I don't want just this body floating around doing what. I mean, it's fine, but
right.
I would choose my head. I mean, I think there's so much more that I could do with this space. Yeah. That's a hell of a question, though. Shit.
Yeah, right?
Yeah, head all day.
You say head?
Head. Yeah.
What do you say, Carrie?
Huh?
What did you say?
I love seeing people smile. I love seeing. So I would say head. Like if I would want to give. I feel like my energy comes here. You know what I'm saying?
Of course.
I feel like I don't know.
Yes, and I feel like, you don't have a body without the brain. So,
Yeah.
just put me in a little vase, okay? Just sit me
Oh,
in
come
front
on,
of her.
Monique.
I mean, we gonna have technology.
Like on Santa Clarita Diet with the little zombie, they just put his head on the vase.
You know what?
Y'all can put me on a fake mannequin body and pretend that my body is still there, but I need to be able to see my loved ones, kiss them. You can't hug me, but I can see you. I got a kiss.
I feel
So you
but
can
then
like cuddle here. That's an embrace.
Just listen. You could just put my head in the bed next to you and just just have me in a headlock and
not a headlock.
But the body, what am I doing with my body if I can't see?
Okay, but can I just say one thing though that y'all have not mentioned yet? Okay. If you don't have no body, then you can't have no sex. You can't get none. Right. And I'm sorry.
But can you feel the sex if you ain't got no brain?
I mean, but they say there's a lot of nerve endings down there.
Yeah, it's gonna be a headless body laying there like.
No, Rod, sex is all in the head. Sex is all in there.
This is true. But girl, I would be kind of salty. There's a tech today, but I would be kind of salty. It's like when you date somebody, right? Here you go. You date somebody, y'all be all on the phone and everything. And then y'all meet in person and it ain't what you expected because when you feel it for real, it ain't really what you expect. So that's why we can talk in the head all day, but at the end of the day, I need a real deal. I need to feel something. That's all I'm saying.
Listen, and I thought about that too. But I thought how awkward that would be for my lover without my head.
He could I got you on that. I am fabulous. I've taken enough pictures. So he can just put a picture up there.
Take your picture.
I would even do some selfies for you with the faces and everything.
Girl,
okay. To never have my booty and to never have nothing. Child. Okay. Okay, you know what I'm talking about, Bria. You know exactly what I'm talking about.
Sad, honey. Oh my God.
I can't. You mean I wouldn't be able to wear my clothes, baby? My stilettos, Carrie. My stilettos, sis.
Yes, stilettos.
Okay, I'm sorry. We're getting off topic. Sorry about that. Anyway.
No, this is a great question.
No, I had another question I wanted to ask. I'm moving away from the music. Sorry, y'all. But another one that I wanted to ask, but it had something to do with names that are similar to yours, and I didn't want it to be difficult at all. You know what I'm saying? Because the world hasn't caught up to y'all's greatness as far as
the struggle.
But next time, anyway.
Well, Nick, do you have questions for Vonette, or do you want me to? Okay.
Yeah, I have a question for Vonette. I don't think we covered this already, but what has been your most challenging gig? We all have them as artists.
Yeah.
In fact.
I tell you, and I'm very honest in my discourse about my depressive episodes. I don't call it. It's not clinical depression, but it's some sort of something that I go through, and it's akin to depression, and I deal with that quite often. And of course, when you have gigs that you're contracted to do, and nobody really cares that you are in a space where you can't present or engage as much as you would normally do.
Right.
So I think there was one in particular where I was really, really out of it, and just trying to get myself into this space where I could give. Because the next thing is when I'm selecting songs to perform, I don't sing songs just because they're there to be sung.
Right.
Songs mean something to me. My delivery of those songs means something to me. So it was a very difficult headspace to try to balance or to keep that space in context and still give to my audience I mean, and the people who knew me figured it out.
You know
The
what
people the people who knew me figured it out. The people who didn't, well, it was fine. But the people who knew me, they were it was very easy for them to tell that I was not present. So that's what I would talk about. It's a very difficult thing to have to go out there and do the best that you can when you're in a headspace like that,
I find it really interesting and so true that your answer for what is your worst gig had nothing to do with an external issue, but everything to do with how you were feeling inside yourself. And that's so key because I feel like as entertainers, like you said, people just expect that you're coming to entertain them and they don't care that you had a bad day. They don't care that your car broke down on the way to the gig or, you twisted your ankle and you're in pain or whatever it is, or that you're feeling depression. That's so wow. And I appreciate you for sharing that because I think a lot of us feel that sometimes.
Yeah. I remember too, as singers, I tell people, we do not have the luxury of packing our instruments away.
No.
We don't have the luxury of putting it in a case and keeping it. So we're influenced by every single thing, our moods, our ups or downs, what we eat, if we don't exercise. That's just how it is.
Yeah.
So it's very, very difficult to be able to keep your instrument and your headspace in a particular way where you'll be able to deliver at a particular level all the time. That is very challenging to do.
Mm-hmm. And I think the more grace you can give yourself in the process, like last night I had an event and I did not feel I wasn't in the right headspace, but by the time I got there and the event started, usually for you it's like when the downbeat hits, right? You're going to be okay. You just got to make it from downbeat to the last note, you know what I mean? And you'll be all right. But sometimes you push through no matter what, and it's no joke.
And you know what? I'm so grateful for the people that come to my events as well, because they genuinely love me. So I'm saying that even in the moments when I can't give 100%, and they love it anyway.
Yeah.
They appreciate that, okay, this is you giving 100% of what you can
today. That's
time.
Right. Yes.
So that plays a major role in how I view things as well, in terms of, I know that the people receive me because I come from a very honest place. I just don't know how to not be myself. So, and they receive it as such. So it's and there was another gig where I wear shoes. I normally do not perform with shoes. I don't care where it is. It could be in the biggest concert hall. I wear dresses where you will not see whether I'm wearing shoes or not. Most times, not shoes.
I'm about to start doing that.
One gig where I decided to wear a pair of shoes. I don't know what devil gets into me to put on this pair of shoes. And I put on the shoes, and while I'm moving on stage and floating on stage, I just felt the heel of the shoe got caught in the base of my dress. And I just went straight down and fell flat on the ground.
Oh, I hate that feeling.
No.
I hate that feeling.
So much grace.
Come on, you fell with grace. I know that's right, sis. I know that's right. She said I just slid down, darling.
Let me tell you something. The musicians on the stage with me, I think out of the 6 of them, maybe just one of them, they said, wait, nobody else saw?
Right.
And the people who were in the audience, they said they thought it was part of the act because they were.
I know that's right.
She said, let me give you a little slide, right?
Flatter fall on the people stage, flatter fall.
Right.
I wish I could say my falls off stage have been graceful. Child, legs be in the air, heels flying everywhere. It's just
Oh, same here.
Right. Oh, but that's hilarious, girl. Well, let me ask you in that vein, because I see you most of the time, and I hope that you guys go to Vonette's website if you do not know her. Because what I love, like Carrie said, your concerts look like events. They look like, you put your good shoes on to go to a Vonette concert. You put your good pearls on, honey. You get the good bubbly, the good drinks. But what has been your favorite music festival to perform at? Or if it hasn't happened yet, what's your dream music festival? And maybe you could answer both, but because I see you do a lot of amazing music festivals since I followed you.
I really like, we have a number of festivals in Trinidad that happen in and around Trinidad and Tobago as well. There's one in particular that it's called the Jazz and the Breeze. And it's a festival that's been around for about 15 years, but it's always a fantastic event. And it's the event, it's like the number one event of that vein. So people really look forward to it. I think maybe 1,500 to 2,000 people.
Yeah.
So the energy is always so beautiful, and the people dress. And let me tell you something with these trees, they love to dress up. Right?
I know someone just said we dress to impress, honey. I know that's right.
They come all the time, and they come out in the finery with the wine and the cheese, and they sit down. And I really like that festival. There's one as well, the Barbados Jazz Association, that I do with a friend of mine called Ilan Trotman. He normally brings some really
Ilan Trotman.
You know, Ilan came from Berkeley as well. That's also a really nice festival. But to be honest, right now, I want, and I know I'm talking to 3 people who are based in North America, but right now, only I'm looking for win. Yeah, you see this whole Black Lives Matter thing, and this whole, I'm sorry, but Raj, I just can't get past how hurt I feel, and people may feel that we're somewhat disconnected because we don't live there.
Right.
But it affects us all.
Yeah.
I have 4 brothers, all of whom live in the States.
Yes.
Big Black men.
Right.
That I worry about on a daily basis. And I'd be a fool if I don't say, or if I don't admit that there's a certain discomfort that I have with what's going on. I mean, and it's not as if it doesn't happen here, that we don't have our own racist youth here, because we have our own racist youth here. But I'm telling you, man, you see that George Floyd thing? I have not got that yet.
Yeah.
I have not, and I guess maybe because it was so there for us to see.
In your face.
It was not hidden. I saw it with my own eyes. I didn't have to pay anybody's account. Right. I saw it. I saw him on the ground calling for his mother. And the people who feel that it's that we shouldn't be affected because we don't live in this place, well, I'm sorry. That's just not who I am. These are world issues, and these are issues that affect us all. So I feel I love this state. I love the energy of New York. I love it, apart from the weather. But I love the energy. But I'm saying that so much more could be done.
Yes.
So much more could be done. And it's just very, so I'm kind of looking at Europe right now. Europe is kind of like the next place I want to head, to be honest.
Girl, yes, absolutely.
Yes.
I can see you totally.
I don't know, I just could see this black, bald-headed Afrocentric woman somewhere out there.
You better
would slay it all, okay? Let me tell you. And they would love you, girl. Listen, well, Neek and I have been talking about doing like some international tours, like doing a double bill. Where we go, like maybe she and I go to Paris or we go to Europe, whatever. Yes. If you want to, we could do a 3-woman tour, international, whatever. We would come to you, we would go there. Like, you already know, it ain't nothing but a thing.
Nothing but a thing.
Yeah. I'm all for that.
Yeah. So, go ahead, Carrie.
Oh, I had a quick question. Yeah. So I wanted to know more, about the confidence that you have, right? And can you just talk to the people about where do you feel like that came from? Has it always been there? Was there a moment in time where it shifted, it grew?
Let me tell you something, girl. And it's very strange for a Caribbean girl to tell you, because there's so many people in this country who look like me. That why should I feel out of place in my own country? But that's the way of the world. I mean, as a teenager, I always had issues with the fact that I was too dark. I hated the texture of my hair. I find my teeth was too big, all kind of shit. But I went through all of that. I think I remember, and this comes right back to Armstead grad. Armstead Christian is a teacher that I met at Berkeley. I remember when I first I started taking Armstead's poetry class.
Yes.
And he said to me one night when he took me down to, I think this place in Boston called Darrell's.
Darrell's, yeah.
And he said to me, he said, you know, Vonette, he said, you're very good at what you do, because I was deep into this swing. I just wanted to be a Black American jazz singer.
Girl, yes.
And Armstead said to me, he said, Vonette, he said, it's great if that's what you want to do. He said, but there are thousands of Black American jazz singers, and you'll never be one of them because you're not American. He said, what is beautiful about you is the fact that you're different.
Yes.
There's something that's different about you. You can walk down the streets and they could tell that you're not Black American.
Yeah.
And he says, that is what you have to celebrate. You have to celebrate the fact that you're different. And that resonated so much with me. Apart from that, I was at this stage where I was doing all the weaves and stuff because, of course, you know, we go through that process. So, you know, I think it's more acceptable. I was in corporate, so, you know, I would weave the hair and whatnot and whatnot. And then one day I was talking to Ron Reed, who's another very Afrocentric friend of mine. And he said, V, why are you always putting these things in your hair? It's like, what? Of course, I want to tell him to mind my own business too, but but I realized too that all of that was just me expressing my lack of contentment in who I was as a person. I just wasn't comfortable enough. And I remember on my way back from Boston one day, one time, I said, you know what? I'm probably gonna try to not do this whole week because apart from the fact that the weave thing was damn expensive and time consuming.
Girl, tell it.
It really didn't reflect what I wanted my product to be. I cut the hair off. And then came a whole, I mean, the haircut was just, it was the physical manifestation of something that I was going through, something that I was going through. And when that hair came off, a number of different things came off with that hair, including my lack of appreciation for self.
Yes.
It just started kind of, let me tell you something. I could preach it. Let me tell you something. I'm telling you, the confidence is one of the most beautiful things a woman can have. Forget your shape, forget your hair, forget your skin color, forget your body type, forget the clothes that you're wearing.
Yes.
When you are happy with who you are, there's a strut in your step that nothing externally can give you. Nothing. And I tell people that people started appreciating me when I started appreciating myself.
Yes.
That is beautiful.
Can you say that one more time for the people in the back?
That's just what it was. When I got to the point where I could step in my house. I was raised by my grandfather, who's now 95 years old, and he absolutely detests this bald head. He hates it. And that's fine. But when I could get to the point where I could say, it's fine. You don't have to like it.
Right.
This is who I am.
Right.
When my brother was
If you get to 95 years and you want the cause of your death to be my bald head, well, okay, you've lived a full happy life.
Right. What do you want me to tell you?
Well, my brother was doing a photo shoot with me earlier, and I was looking at one of the photos, and I was like, there is nothing like looking at myself and recognizing and loving exactly what I'm looking at. You know what I'm saying? And it took so long for me to get there. And I remember when I cut my hair, my mom almost lost her everything, and so it was hard because it's just like I'm still here. Like the amazing, beautiful, magnificent daughter that I'm right here.
Right.
I just got a really, fabulous haircut. Like I don't
Right.
Right. And but it is beautiful to recognize and to love what you're seeing when you look at yourself. Absolutely.
It is. Totally is. And everything flows after that. Everything follows after that. Because at that point, if you meet somebody that if they don't particularly like it, it doesn't affect you because it's fine.
Not at all.
Because there's absolutely nothing. I've read the Bible. There's nothing in the Bible that says everybody has to like you. It has no way.
Okay.
Facts.
You know what, Vonette? I've always thought that Berkeley taught me how to love, that there was no one else who had my sound, and how to love my own voice. When you get to the halls of Berkeley and you see everybody and they're singing a million runs and they have the weaves down here and they look like they just walked off a BET set, and here you come with your own uniqueness and originality and all that, you have to find a way to celebrate How did you start to craft what was your sound then after he said to you, okay, jazz isn't your thing, jazz is your thing, but being an American jazz singer doesn't have to be your thing. How did you start to develop your sound?
Simple, Raj. It was simple. I am my experience. I am my space. I am my country. I am my village. I am my home.
Yes.
I'm saying that jazz, and that's what I do now. Jazz is the genre of music that I can sing. But you can reflect you. I don't need to sing swing.
Right.
You can, and that's exactly what I do. I take the music of Trinidad and Tobago, and I just represent it in that genre. Improvisation, and that's what I do. And I was most comfortable because this is where it's coming from. It's what I know. And that's what he was trying to tell me. He was trying to tell me, celebrate you. You can represent it in that way, but it must reflect who you are. It must reflect where you've come from, what your experience is. So that's why the music of Trinidad and Tobago has become so much more special to me, because it's a representation. It's an extension of who I am, who you would not be able to represent it like I can.
Absolutely.
Right.
Yes.
Right.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Who are some of the people that you grew up listening to, Vonette? Like some of the people, from the country that
I listen
make you proud, or the island.
My experience as a teenager, I didn't listen to very much Trinidad and Tobago calypso and soca music. I didn't, because I was raised by grandparents who were very religious, number one, and they didn't particularly like the whole carnival thing of Trinidad, because I never took part in carnival. They didn't want that for us. But they would listen to people. They would listen to the songs, and they would listen to Sarah Vaughan, Lena Horne. So that's what I was really listening to, and that's why when I started singing, jazz for me was also something that was familiar.
Right.
In Trinidad and Tobago, though, my grandfather would listen to calypsos from Sparrow. Sparrow is one of our renowned calypso guys, and Kitchener. And my local experience would have been very limited. I'm actually really just getting into, and when I said just, I'm talking about maybe in the last 10 years, actually delving into our music and appreciating our music and trying to represent our music in a very, very, very precise kind of way. But I'm thankful for all of the experiences, and I'm thankful for all of that I was exposed to, because I think it made me a better artist and more well-rounded artist. I mean, I listen to rock, I could sing rock, I could sing any kind of thing, because I listen to so much, so it now kind of really informs how I present my stuff.
And I wanted to say, not to be dismissed, Your jazz arrangements are fantastic and complex. And I especially love your interpretations of other international music, like your version of Turn Your Lights Down. The rhythms that you use and the chord exchanges that you use in that song were really, really incredible. So I love that you do all of that.
And I'm very lucky to be working with a band of musicians who are at the top of the game in this country. They're some of the best musicians there. And they're also my friends. So we bounce things off each other, we bounce ideas off each other, it's a really wonderful synergy. And I'm thankful for that too. So I've kind of really been blessed, in that aspect.
Girl, you are phenomenal.
Fabulous.
Can I ask if you so I growing up in the church, growing up in a very religious household, my family being from Jamaica, I grew up listening to Grace Thrillers. You know who the Grace Thrillers are?
Oh yeah.
Okay, so a lot of people don't know them, so I was just curious to know if you ever grew up listening to Can't Even Walk
Come
Without
on,
You.
girl. Come on, Carrie.
Now
You better know the song.
That's what I would wake up to on a Saturday morning, or my mom used to listen to a lot of Mahalia Jackson as well. And but that's what would get me up on a Saturday morning, like, oh, it's time to clean. Okay, got you. Like, it's time to get ready for the Sabbath the next day and all of that. But a lot of people don't recognize that name, so I was just curious to know.
Yeah.
Yes. Well, I wanted to know if I could segue a little bit, because you talk about the man that you kind of like that you married. And, obviously he was cute enough for you to go back to Trinidad and Tobago for. But can you tell me a little bit? Can I tell you how much I love reading your stories of you and your son, Isaiah? You have the most beautiful relationship. You have a very special relationship with him, but it's also hilarious, honey.
Yeah.
And he says the funniest things. You mentioned one about what he said about Black Panther recently, but tell me about your son, because I love Isaiah.
Yeah. I think that's a lot of fun. Isaiah came. What I would say, I would want to say late, because I'm saying late because I'm telling you, now that he's 7, I'm 46. I'm saying I advise people they need to have their children in their 20s. They need to have when you're 25 or you're 22-year-old daughter comes and tell you that she's pregnant, you just thank God, because at 46, no, man, he has a mind of his own, but I see so much of myself in him, which is what scares the hell out of me. Like today, the story I put up today, he woke up this morning and he said, I'm so sad. He said, I really wish the guy from Black Panther didn't die. He said, because I really like him. He said, and because I want there to be a part 2. Yeah. So I said to him, I'm sad as well. I said, but there may be a part 2. I said, Killmonger, maybe the new Black Panther. Right. I said, well, maybe his sister, Shuri. And he starts to laugh. And he said, no, mommy, that makes no sense. Excuse me? Why? He said, Shuri cannot be the Black Panther. I said, why? He said, because she's a girl. He said, if she had to take over, then they'll have to call it Pink Panther.
Not Pink Panther.
And that Pink Panther gonna be fabulous.
Okay.
Right. I'm actually here for that,
He was like, it's impossible, mommy.
That would be dope.
So funny. So I mean, because I'm trying to school out all that misogyny out of him, I'll be dealing with that. Because he could very well be Black Panther too.
That's right.
I'm dealing with that on the side. But he's very self-assured and very, I love how his mind is. I really like how his mind
is. He's so witty. The clapbacks between the two of you, because you have a sharp wit and then he brings it right back. I love it. Well, he is beautiful, and I hope that he knows how much joy he brings all the people who follow you, because I know they love reading the stories as much as we do.
They do.
Yeah.
Does he have like any musical kind of inclinition to do anything? Is he sing?
A beautiful singing voice.
Oh, I love it.
Very beautiful singing voice.
So he probably loves being in your rehearsals and seeing your shows and.
Oh no.
No. Most times, if I'm singing, especially if I'm singing, whilst he's doing something that he thinks is a lot more important than singing, he's going to ask, could you just be quiet, mom?
Wow, right? Family members, I tell you.
Oh my God.
You know, people just pay to hear your mother sing.
Exactly.
Right.
Did you know?
Mommy,
I know boys are so funny. I have a son too. He's 5.
Yeah.
And he's super witty like that. Like where my daughter, she'll be like, "Oh, this is really nice," and Miles will be like, "This is whack." And I'm like, "Excuse me, sir."
His name is Miles. My son is Miles as well. My son
Oh my God! Oh, I love it.
They are Miles Griffith. I named him after Trump.
Yes, absolutely. Mine is Miles Aaron. Aaron is his father's middle name.
No, I didn't call him that. He's in the back. Mommy, did you call me? No, I didn't call you.
He's like, let me get on the interview real quick.
Exactly.
Well, I have a couple more questions for you, but do you ladies have any other questions for Vonette before we go forward?
I love this. There was something that I wanted to say like a few questions ago and it slipped my mind, but I just love everything you're saying. I'm so appreciative that you're on the show today. You are just dropping absolute gems. Thank you so much. You're getting so much love in the comments from your village. So
they're beautiful, man. They're beautiful.
I can tell. I can totally tell. Oh, when you just said how on that gig that you didn't feel your best, but you had an audience that still loved and supported you even through that. That really just resonated with me because I feel like I'm an artist as well. I'm a violinist, and I feel like a lot of times, I have to just be on this A game, and I have to just be like, up there doing a jig and a dance to get the crowd to even give me energy. So that is just such a beautiful place to be in where even when you're having a day, your audience still gives you that love and grace because they know who you are as a performer. And that's because of what you're showing them. Yeah. So, honey, I am learning from you today. I'm taking really notes, okay?
It's important for us all to know that we
masterclass.
Masterclass, absolutely.
We can't always control the stimulus. We can't always control everything around us. We can't always control what our approach to a gig is, or we can't always control how we feel.
Right.
But what we can do is be honest. I'm telling you, people feel it when you're honest with them. And that's what they want. Contrary to popular belief, that's what they want. They want to see you. They want to see the beauty that you have. They want to see you.
That's
these artists that it's if entertainment is about money for you, I don't know. I sure in your own business. I ain't seen that money nowhere. But it's about and communicate and to move people and to give them a part of you, a real honest, deep part of you as well.
That's right.
What is it that you tell yourself before you go on stage? Or what is it that you do to center yourself before that downbeat?
It's something I say all the time. I say, this is it, V. I'm giving you all of me. That's it. I'm giving you all, and Raj, I'm telling you. So maybe sometime in July, I was trying to manage this COVID, trying to do smaller gigs during this pandemic period. So we had a limit of 25 persons that we could have had in one space. So I kind of converted my backyard into this space that could hold 25 people. So we did 4 shows over that weekend. And it's something that I always say, I'm not the type of person that can go on tour and do rigorous schedules.
Me neither,
because here's what happens to me. I do not hold back.
Right.
Yeah.
When I get on that stage, I give you everything. So 4 shows, there was one 3 to 5, and then there was one 6 to 8, and the next day, there was one 3 to 5, and by the time I got to the final show, I was so tired because I don't know how to conserve energy. I don't know how to conserve honesty. I don't know how to conserve expression. When I'm big, I give you 100% of me. Everything that I have, all of the energy that I can muster, that's what you get. So that's what I say. Okay, V, that's it. I'm giving you all of me. That's it. And then
I love that.
And if you give it all, then you know that there's nothing left.
You have
nothing left, right?
Yeah.
I ain't holding back.
I have a two-parter for my last question, and I do want to thank you so much for being here and for just giving us examples of how to persevere as artists, because sometimes we forget. And I love when we have these chance meetings with our sister friends and they remind us of some things that we probably didn't even think about, that we needed. So you gave us something today. I hope you know that. Um, I wanted to just bring it full circle back to Trinidad and Tobago, because you do amazing music and performances for yourself, for Vonette, but you also do a lot of dope work globally and a lot of dope work for Trinidad and Tobago. So before we talk about what your initiatives for the country, you released a song for world peace recently. I think it was like on September 20th or something.
Yes, September 21st,
Can
Monday.
you talk about that project as well?
Yeah, there's this girl that I met at Berkeley. That would have been in 2010 or between 2009 and 2010. Natalia, very tall, beautiful Russian singer. Like, and I remember, you're passing at, and you're looking at people, and it's in the rush.
Right.
Down the steps at 150. You see these people, and people stand out to you.
Yeah.
Just like they said, I always stood out. I remember once there was a student who asked me, she says, "You always stand out. How come you always stand out?" I say, "It's because I wake up, I take a shower,
Come on.
I comb my hair, I put on some decent clothes, and I come to classes to respect the music." That's what. I don't roll off the dorm bed and come to class without brushing my teeth, because I don't respect.
I can see you cussing them all out. Every class. Getting them right together.
Get it together, man. Respect what you're doing. Respect, and it doesn't matter that it's classes that you paid for. That's how you get back the best of it. You have to put in the best that you could put in.
Yes.
So I remember passing Natalia, always very outstanding. And we kind of formed a friendship. And Natalia is one of the founders of that group, Songs for World Peace. So she reached out to me in, I think it was either May or June. It would have been immediately after the killing of George Floyd, where the whole Black Lives Matter thing was happening, and there were protests worldwide in support of that. So that Song for World Peace idea came from all of that strife, the pandemic, and then the whole Black Lives Matter thing. And so she asked me, she said, they were trying to reach out to artists throughout the world and people who would have had some connection to Berkeley to ask them to do this song. To write this song so that they could present it on September 21st, which is known as the International Day of Peace. And that's what we did. And we released this song along with 71 other artists from 70. And it was released on Monday.
And the single is called We Are One.
Yes, we're all one and the same. We're all one. And it just basically talks about that. The fact that yes, we celebrate our differences. We look different. We sound different. But I mean, what's that connection? There's something that connects us all,
Right.
Yeah.
What is coming up for you? Like, because you're working on a lot of initiatives also for Trinidad and Tobago. So what is coming up for you? How can people find you? And
I have this vision of I'm from a very rural area in my country called Labrie. I still live there. I was born here, raised here, and I still live here. Not because I didn't have a choice, but because there's something about this space or this village that always keeps me very grounded. There's something about being 5 minutes away from my grandfather's house and 5 minutes away from my mother's house, and this community that has helped to raise and shape me. So I choose to be in this space. And I see the need, because I see a lot of young people with a lot of time on their hands as well. And young people who are young, bright people who look like me, their skin looks like me, their hair is like mine. And they have all this energy and all this talent.
Yes.
So my next main project is to open a school for the arts in my village.
That's yes.
Love that.
We would have been open already. But our COVID cases started to spike
Yeah.
And of course, we have these limitations in terms of getting people together. I intended to start this month. So it's on the cards still. I'm just hoping that these coronavirus cases go away and people wear their masks and keep their tail home so that it can go away, because I've had enough of this shit.
Girl, for real.
The same.
For real, okay?
Had enough.
For real.
And everything else is basically, to be honest, all the other projects are basically I'm just kind of really holding off and hoping that the cases are get to a manageable level where we could, of course, start back earning and playing music, because musicians and creatives are having a really rough time through this pandemic season. Yeah.
Wow. Well, Carrie, do you have any other questions before I
was gonna say, how can we support? What can people continue to do? Listen to? Is there any way that people can send funds or anything towards the school?
We've set up a Fund Me TNT account, and so a lot of people from other countries, like Trinidadians, people from the village who love the initiative too, they would send their funds to me as well. So I'll probably share the link with you all sometime. It's under Vonna, the Fund Me TNT. And it's just basically because I want to have the program really well structured, and I'm also at the point where I can want to offer meals to the children, because we're looking at ages between 10 and 18, but we also have a lot of children with a lot of social issues, and the parents not being able to afford to so I just want to make it as easy as possible for them to just send the children out and know that for a dedicated 3 or 4 hours, the children are doing something productive,
And where is there, we will share that link, but tell me the name of the school again, and is there a place that people can, like people from the US can donate?
Yeah, so the name is going to be Vonna because School for the Arts, but if you check the link, Fund Me TNT, Fund Me TNT, and if you just look for my name, Fund Me TNT, you'll see the description of the project and the start time and all of that.
And can we talk about having your name on the building, sis?
Honey, yes.
School for the Arts. Yes, ma'am. Okay, you just come on.
You know what? We have to be comfortable enough.
Yes.
To see our value. I remember I tell people it's something as simple as you're walking down the street and somebody says, "You're beautiful." And you receive it because you are. We're always so hesitant. Me? Yes, me. So before they say it, I say, "Oh, thank you."
Right.
That's
yes,
right.
I am. Right.
Own our own value, own things. So yes, it's gonna have my name because I intend to work really hard to get that project off the ground.
And well deserved, sis. I mean that in the best way possible. That's just fantastic. And I think the people of Trinidad and Tobago, if they aren't already blessed by your community and your community work, as well as the people of La Brea, I know they love you and I know they appreciate you. Thank you so much for being here, sis.
Thank you.
Seriously.
Thank you so much.
Shout out to all of you
shout out to everybody.
Trinidad and Tobago, like giving us today because of the amazing Vonette Big Fur. Thank you so much. Listen, we'll be back here next week. Same time, same place. We'll have the amazing Stephanie Allen. It's going to be a beautiful show, fam. So come through and then follow us on Instagram at the _podcast.
And shout out, until next time. If we can say hello to a few people, I just want to say what's up to Renee for tuning in. What's up to my Aunt Jonquil for tuning in all the way from Baltimore. I love you, sis. I love you, Auntie. And just thank you guys so much for tuning in.
Thank you. Yes. And we have a big announcement coming really soon, and you will not want to miss this announcement that we have. But like our sister Carrie said, like it's big, y'all. It's big. Okay.
You want to tease now or no? Shall we wait?
We gonna wait.
We're gonna
tease it for like 2 weeks.
Right. So if you want to know what our super big news is, you have to tune in next week and beyond. Yes. But thank you so much, Vonette. And
thank you, guys. Plenty love.
Yeah,
much love, y'all.
And we're going to Trinidad when this is all over.
Listen, bag packed, honey.
We going to Trinidad and Tobago. Yes. Everybody have a beautiful night and an even better weekend. Much love. Peace out, y'all.
Bye.